Tuesday night, live from Redhook. We have a very special guest DJ tonight,
Hello, hello.
Jessica Herrera. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the Function House.
Welcome here.
Thank you, and thank you so much for having
You
me.
come highly recommended.
Yeah.
Thank you. All for the respects of John Paul Breno for recommending me. And thank you so much, John, for having me here.
So why don't you let everybody know where you're from?
I was born in Brooklyn, and then I was raised in Staten Island, still currently living there.
Okay. What part of Brooklyn?
I was in Midwood.
Okay.
You're not that far from Midwood.
No, it's
Well,
about
I mean,
15 minutes away. This is where
I'm
my
in Bay
job
Ridge
is.
now,
So.
but Marine Park wasn't that far from.
Yeah. So what made you get into DJing?
What made me get into DJing? What made me get into DJing was my whole experience, even from when I was younger. It basically became a teen night thing. I started attending teen nights when I was 13, 14.
Where? What teen
This
nights?
was at, it was first called Posh, and then it was called Drink NYC. Out in Staten Island, and I
It
always
was a
attended.
bloodbath, that place.
But you tell me you've been there. You've been there.
Maybe a half
That
a time.
was my party.
I was
But
there half a
it's
time.
it
Because
just,
it was his party, it was a bloodbath there.
Wait, it was your party?
For a little while.
all
yeah.
all those like posh drink.
Posh Drink. That's where I used to. That's where it all started.
Traditional Staten Island party.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then
Royal
I
Rumble.
think now it's like an Italian. I think it's like an Italian restaurant or like a deli
Yeah.
or something like that. But
they only play disco there now.
I basically started just by.
You were a club girl. You were a club girl.
Always.
You're always out in the clubs.
Ever since when I was 13, and then once 16 came along, that's when, back in the day, all you needed to do to your ID was chuck it. And then you got in everywhere. There was no scanners. There was no nothing.
Not
So then,
today.
I had 88, so you could simply put that 88 as a 0. You could just dip that right to a 0. But
All right.
it was just so easy back in the day to just slip into a club and then, basically get into the love and the vibe of
So
how.
what were these DJs that you were listening to that inspired you to become a DJ?
Oh, at first it started as Jonathan Peters 100%.
So you're spending your Saturday nights at Sound
Yeah,
Factory?
not Sound Factory, but when it just ended. When it just ended and then became Pasha. But then I used to start sub-promote for, this is when even like you didn't have Eventbrite and then you didn't have all these sort of links that you would have nowadays. Everything was just handed to sell out tickets, and then you would have the flyers, and then you would put your name on it, and anybody that would come to the venue, they would be like, hey, I'm on Jessica Herrera's list.
So who'd you promote for? What
It was
promoters?
for Fusion. So I was dealing with Fusion. That was at Avalon, and then I also dealt with them at Pasha as well. So ever since it became from there, and then I also did Friday nights. I was about like 17 at the time, and
had
Not the right age.
yeah, 17. Now it became
Club bug.
when I was Club Dug, but I was about 17, and I remember promoting for Nicki's Remix, and this was a gay club that was going on every Friday night, and this is when you would take whoever entered the club, you would get their name, their address, their AOL address, because that's how it used to be back in the day. You would handwrite it with like a number 2 pencil. With like a number 2 pencil. You wouldn't even have a pen, or you would have like the ballpoint. But
All right, so this
like
that's so they're promoting these teen parties and getting into these clubs
But that's
is
how
what
it-
gave you the bug to get into
Right.
DJing. So when did you actually get into that first club to DJ? What was it?
wait, to DJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first DJ'd, this actually happened with Viviana Toscanini. And I wanted to take it personally and say, I really want to go out there and DJ. Because every time, like, whoever had a booking, I would give them tracks to play at Cielo. Or if they had a booking at somewhere else, somewhere major, they would play the tracks. And I'm like, you know what? why can't I do this?
Wait, what tracks that like just like your favorite records or records
One of
that-
my favorites, or anything where we're driving home, and then I would take them home, and then like I would play a song. They'd be like, "What track is that? I want it. I need it. I want to play it."
So you were going to clubs and handing DJs records to play.
No. Like this is when I first started. Now, how I started is when he was recently here, Joe Canova. Joe Canova, he taught me the ins and outs. He taught me the basics, when to bring in the track. I basically dealt with the heavy hitters of who is banging out today. Richie Orlando, I've learned a lot from him as well. So how I basically volumed everything up to where I'm at right now is all thanks to Anthony Lopez. He put me on with Oscar L. That was actually my first gig on January 10th. That's my actual birthday. So for a blessing as that birthday gift, he gave me that opportunity to play with Oscar L. from Swat Records. And I couldn't have been more happier. Are you kidding me? But from there, that's when Viviana was like, let's start our own party. Maybe we could do something. And Murder Mert from Antisocial Tuesdays, he came along. And he came to listen to me. And he was like, I like the way this girl's playing. So then he booked me for the 3-year anniversary for TBA anniversary. It was me, Anna, and then Viviana. And then from there, that's why I went from Cielo and then to so on and so forth.
And what type of music is the music you like to play?
Tribal is definitely my number one. I love the darkness of it. I love the heavy drums. I love, and then you could bring in an acapella. You could do anything. It's more like a feeling. That's that's it.
Well, I mean the percussion. in
The
tribal is
percussions, the
always-
drums. I just love I love the drums.
It is. It's good. It definitely is.
I love it.
So what goes into you putting together your sets?
I mean, that's really hard to say because I listened from. I even love Celine Dion, believe it or not. Like, I'll even listen to her and then think about what I could possibly do with what would go good with that. But from what I'm told is that my transitioning is very good. From other DJs like Criss Cross, a lot of people who came out to come see me, supported me, say that my transitioning is on point.
So how did you get to like tribal? Who were the DJs that you?
Danny Tenaglia.
All right, so
Danny Tenaglia is my man.
The maestro.
Danny Tenaglia, Victor Calderon, Pete Lazouf. There's just a ton of big influence, just a big ton of influences.
these are the people you basically partied to.
Yes,
You'd go out, listen to them, and then they would inspire you.
100%. I mean, Danny Tenaglia inspires me. Every time when I walk into one of his sets, I always feel like home. Always. You walk in there, no matter if it's the opener, you just know that Danny's going to open. I mean, he's going to be playing for the rest of the night. You just feel that vibe when you walk in.
Shoulders get going.
you just
Where
you just feel it when you
where
walk
was
in.
the first place you ever heard him spin?
I think it was at Pasha. I think it was at Pasha. I'm not positive, but no, I lied. Avalon. For the New Year's Eve party. I think I think that was 2007 or 6, I believe. Somewhere close to that.
And then immediately you knew as soon as you stepped on. that dance
Immediately.
floor.
He's the only DJ that will make you, for me, he makes me feel whole. He makes me feel whole. When you go out to his set, when you go out to one of his parties, even the openers are always phenomenal when you go out there. You just know and you feel it. It's something that I don't ordinarily feel when I go out to somebody else's party. It's totally different when I go out there and I know that Danny's gonna be playing. It's a different feeling. It's a different vibe.
So what do you got coming up? Is there anything you have coming up? Future?
Coming up,
What's your plans for the future?
my plans for the future, I did send out some sort of thing. We might be in the works of something in Texas that happens. It's called Praia Urbana. And this is a Houston, Texas event that happens. It happens every so often throughout the year, but September of 2018, this is what I'm really aiming for. I reached out to all the directors and the the people who organize it. They're interested in talking to me, so hopefully, let's keep those fingers crossed that they reach back and I could be a part of the lineup. I know that Ellen Allian was a part of that, and a few other couple of DJs.
So
Nick Fascioli.
So with local gigs, you're DJing analog, right?
Yep. I've spun there for Paris Fashion Week. It was a donation and a charity event to help a friend to get there for Paris to do the makeup, and so we successfully actually executed that whole thing. But I've also worked there for with Mario Ochoa for Christmas. I worked there too. Analog is just an amazing place to work. The sound system is just so bumping. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it is good.
Is that your favorite room to play?
What's that?
Is that one of your favorite rooms to play?
My favorite room is Cielo. 100%.
They got a pretty
Cielo.
good sound system too.
Yeah, they got the best.
Boom.
So what about production?
Um,
Have you gotten into production yet?
Production, no, but I definitely, I feel like the earth and the universe is telling me that I need to get into production. I hear what's going in my mind. I hear a lot of techno. I hear a lot of drums. I hear a lot, but there's also something. I'm not taking it. I just want to grow a fan base. I want to take it little by little. I want to take baby steps. I'm a Capricorn, so I can't. Like I'm not the. I climb the ladder very slow. So for the matter of that, I want to learn my. Sorry, there's a bug. But I want to learn and basically execute my craft first, and then start off my fan base, get people to like me, people to like my sound, people to like my style.
Well, I think.
But I hear it. I hear it in my mind. I definitely want to produce. There's actually Enrico San Giuliano, Leighton Giordani actually posted something funny from YouTube where it was, oh, well, this guy said that there's a place on YouTube where you could basically learn how to produce drum code style production. So Enrico San Giuliano posted on that, and then there was a subscription on YouTube basically stating it was called Production Music Live. And it's an actual feed on how to do like Ableton, on how to actually create. So that's something I'm going to look into. I mean, I haven't had the time yet, but
So production's in the future.
Of course, 150,000%.
It's very important
Of course.
as a DJ to produce.
So what about your social media game? Are you on it?
Of course, every day. I'm funny. I'm witty. I'm cracking jokes. I'm doing everything. You know, I'm myself. I'm myself on Facebook. I'll be political. I'll be this. I'll be that. Whoever I turn, the wrong way, I'll be like, you know what? Go on with your day. But when it comes to music and things like that, it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. It really is. It's like I'm active on it, but I feel like people get to know me more because of my wittiness and my personality and the funness that comes out of it. I'm funny. That's it. I'm just myself on social media, but I strongly am active on my fan page. That's why I don't put no funnies. I don't put no funnies on there.
It's all serious, all business on the
it's
fan
all
page.
like, welcome to Jessica Herrera.
No, but that's how you have to be,
Yeah,
you know, because you don't
But
wanna-
on my personal, it's my personal. You can't take it to offense. I'm using my personal because it's my personal. I can
Your
do whatever I
fan
want.
page has a ton of
My
selfies.
fan page,
Tons of selfies.
No. It has the flyer to here. It has, my it has political agenda with Jessica Herrera. That's something that was, I try to take everyday occurrences, and then I try to put it into music. I just your
It's like an
emotion,
everyday
your
Trump roast.
emotions, your feelings, your everything should just get put into your.
You're a Trump supporter, right?
Oh God, let hold on. We're gonna cut that. We're gonna cut that because I know a lot of people are just gonna tune out. We don't want that.
I'm
We
only
don't want
busting
that.
chops. I'm only busting chops.
All right.
Did you
I am. I love him. But let's not talk about that. All right.
Alright.
Next question.
Did you prepare anything for us?
Well, a friend of mine just passed, and so I try to incorporate a couple of tracks that I think that he would like, and that I just hope that he's at peace. And Katrina, I just wish that you will find some sort of peace later on, but only time will tell.
So we're dedicating this set.
So we're dedicating this set to Everton.
All right.
All right, we're
Well, we're excited to hear it.
gonna take a 2-minute break, and we're gonna get Jessica Herrera
Thank you so much for
up on the
having me.
decks.
Thank you.
Peace.